This programme looks at used vehicles and the profit potential that they can provide through the eyes and experiences of two Ford retail dealers in very different parts of the country, but who both enjoy success from their used vehicle sales. The Whitney Motor Company is an average-sized retail dealership in rural Oxfordshire with a well-established customer base in both town and country communities.
We're a family business. We've been in business 32 years in Whitney. We obviously got the Ford franchise behind us. We try and keep our ear to the ground and try and offer what the local people want and can afford and what we feel will go down well in the Whitney area.
Central Garage is in Hucknall, just to the north of Nottingham. It's big as retail dealerships go and sells some 300 used vehicles a year in an area of the UK that's recently seen many changes.
In our particular area, we're talking of an ex-coal mining area where essentially the vehicles we move in numbers are bread and butter cars, Escorts, Fiestas, family Sierras, even other makes of cars such as Montegos or Vauxhall Cavaliers. Any type of bread and butter car will move in numbers from this site.
There's more to most used vehicles than meets the eye. Often there's a lot more potential for a lot more profit. It just boils down to having the right attitude.
I'm sorry, mate. Garage forecourt's chock-a-block with smarter cars than this. Why don't you put it in Exchange and Mart?
Sourcing is the starting point for profitable used vehicle sales. After all, it's going to be easier to sell if you've done a good job buying. Part of the Whitney Motor Company's success lies in the fact that it's a family business, and Stephen's sister Laura is the sales manager.
When a vehicle comes in for part exchange, we like to first of all drive the vehicle and obviously have a good look round the vehicle and write down anything that we think is wrong with it. We have a particular appraisal form that we use which asks all the questions about the paintwork, the tyres, the actual age of the vehicle, how many miles it's done. We will write down everything that we see on the vehicle. That then helps us to then write down our reconditioning costs.
It's a very, very comprehensive form, and if it's used correctly, then it brings us to a point where we can value very, very accurately any vehicle that is put in front of us. We then look around the exterior of the vehicle and initiate what you would only describe as an estimate to put right any problems on the bodywork, scratches, minor dents, panel changes if need be, or whatever is needed to get the car into tip-top condition to stand on the forecourt.
We will always do an HPI on any used vehicle to check whether it's been written off or whether it's on finance. That is the most important thing. If we have any worries about the vehicle, if for example it isn't a local person bringing it in, we may check with the DVLC. We will always ask to see a registration document on a vehicle and MOT, etc. if we possibly can.
We will check as much as far as we can the mileage. Obviously if it's a one-owner vehicle it's very easy to check. It's just the man who's part exchanging it. It's his word. We will check with service records. We'll check that the car looks in the same condition that we would expect a car of that mileage to look, and be as vigilant as we can be with mileage, which is obviously can be a problem.
If when we're buying a used vehicle they don't have a service history, we always ask where the vehicle has been serviced. If it's somewhere local or someone that we can get hold of by telephone, we will check with them to check in their records that the mileage is correct and that there's been no particular problem with the vehicle.
Papa Juliet Hotel.
The law is very specific over mileages, in fact, and we have to show due diligence in ascertaining that the mileages are correct.
It's 1987.
Yeah, it's done about 92,000 miles.
92,000, it's rather a lot of mileage.
We use the glasses guide and the cap strictly in the context that they are a guide. You have to view every vehicle on its own merit. If you have a vehicle that's done 8,000 miles and the book mileage recommended for the age of the vehicle is 64, then one has to look at the vehicle, assess the condition and decide one's own feeling where the value lies. Maybe a gut feeling, but you may well look at a vehicle with the 8,000 miles on and have a book price on it of perhaps £1,500, and yet you know in your own mind that you can put the vehicle on the forecourt and it's so good it will sell for 2,495, valued in the book, and perhaps we can do better than that for you.
Glasses Guide is not a Bible. It says on the front it's a guide to trade prices. It is very important because you don't find it easy to ask £1,000 more for a used Escort than everybody else in the district is asking for their used Escorts, but it is only a guide. If you know your market well enough, you can get over and above Glasses Guide for the vehicles that you know you can sell.
Provided the car's been correctly underwritten, we're quite happy to take a car in part exchange, and if we feel, because it's a particularly low mileage, that it may go off our forecourt, we'll give it a couple of weeks try to see if it's going to go. If we then think that perhaps we made a mistake, we'll then trade it.
We do buy from the Ford closed auctions. We do occasionally buy from other traders, dealers in the area. We do very occasionally buy from the private ads in the local press. But most of our cars come in part exchange.
We stock and sell far more Fords than any other make. And we do this quite deliberately because we're very well known in the area as a Ford dealer, and people automatically come to us if they are looking for a used Ford.
We don't have any vehicles that are on our stop list or anything like that, really. Again, it all comes back to price. If we don't want it ourselves, get it underwritten, somebody somewhere should want it at a price. It's just a matter of getting the right price.
Trade-in? I'm sorry, I can't do any good for you on a trade-in right now. Well, you can see how it is. I'm up to here with trade-ins. But if you'd like to come in with some cash in the hand, now that would be different, wouldn't it, eh?
Presentation of used vehicles goes hand in hand with preparation because clean cars sell.
The first thing we do when a vehicle comes in is we thoroughly steam clean the whole vehicle, engine compartment, under wheel arches, thoroughly steam clean everything, and then you can have a proper look and a proper assessment of the extent of paint or body damage that may be necessary over and above what you may have noticed on the appraisal form. We will then put it through service department, any service that needs doing, any repairs that need doing. It'll then go through body department, any paint rectification that needs doing, any body damage that needs doing. It'll then obviously go into the valet department and be thoroughly cleaned, new number plates fitted, our Whitney Motor Company rear screen stickers, then it will be ready for sale.
It's essential that a car goes on the forecourt in very, very tidy condition. If it isn't straight and clean, it won't sell.
We don't set a limit on the servicing and repairs we're prepared to carry out. If we've done our job properly and appraised the vehicle correctly in the first place, we'll know what money needs spending on it. We will have bought the car accordingly.
We have found over many years of trading that if a car is not absolutely prepared perfectly, the chances of actually making the sale on it are restricted very, very greatly. even down to opening a door and there being dirt inside a sill, or dirty carpets, or cigarette ends in the ashtray. It's very nice inside, actually.
Interior's good.
We give every vehicle a 3-month A1 warranty as part of the deal for the customer, and we offer the customer the chance to extend the warranty for 12 or 24 months, depending what the vehicle's eligible for. That is important. It does give the customer peace of mind. It gives him some satisfaction in his mind that he's got something to fall back on. We are always prepared to allow a customer to take the vehicle away, to have it inspected by another garage if he's got his own pet garage, so to speak. We're very happy for them to be inspected by other people, or AA or RAC inspections.
The A1 warranty that we place upon the used vehicle is something that gives the customer peace of mind. It's a big help to persuade him to say yes, as is the RAC checklist on the windscreen, and as is the credibility of the dealership he's dealing with. Most of the customers that come in here are well known to us, and these people come because they know that the vehicles we are selling are going to be of very good quality. We like to feel that our premises, the window of the world, so to speak, are something that's going to be attractive to a customer.
We're very lucky having quite a long road frontage where we display used vehicles and new vehicles depending on time of year, but we give our newer additions to the second-hand car stock prime position on the road front. They're obviously with headboards, very clearly price marked, very clearly displaying finance terms and repayments. We find putting the finance package prices in the windows of the car, the man in the street can see it when we're here or when we're not here. Some people perhaps feel a little bit embarrassed to come into the showroom and ask how much a month it's going to cost them to finance this vehicle. It's there on the car. They don't have to come and ask. They've got a very good idea of what the finance implications are going to be before they actually have to talk to anybody.
Important thing is with the motor trade is that one should always stand back and look at one's premises and think, would I buy a car from that site? If you say no, then the customer won't buy.
I feel it's very important to have a clean and bright display. Obviously the new and used cars need cleaning virtually every day, really. You do have to go out of your way to make your site look attractive, I feel, to draw people in. Obviously everything needs to be well lit at night. We have all lights around our display area which are on timers.
I think in recent years we've extended the opening hours really to cover customers' conveniences, particularly weekends.
Our opening hours are clearly displayed on our showroom doors, and we make it quite clear that if people can't get to us during opening hours, we can be here out of hours by arrangement. Our opening hours are always clearly advertised in our used car advertisements, so people do know when we are here for business.
Good morning. Yes, we've got a large selection of stock. I'm sure we can help you. If you'd like to come into the showroom and have a coffee whilst we check your car over, I'll work out the best deal for you.
The third key element to success in used vehicle sales is the way that you manage and control the used stock standing on your forecourt.
For our stock control, or at least keeping track of all our stock, we've got two separate methods. We have a stock book which we've had for years and years, and we keep a card in that of every vehicle that we have. We've also, within the last year, got a computer system, and we log everything onto that also, be it new or used. All of our stock is on there.
Every vehicle, new or used, has a stock card. On there we record as much information as we possibly can. Date the vehicle came into stock, all the chassis numbers, date of registration, everything is on that card. We also, on the card, keep the price, the reconditioning we've spent on it so far, so it's got a total cost to date on it.
Once the vehicle has gone through its first stages, it can then be moved into cars ready for valet. The valet shop foreman comes and visits the office, sees cars are ready for valet and enters them upon his list to get them through his particular shop. There is a section on the board for cars needing paint, and the cards are placed into whichever slot is necessary as the different operations are followed through. I personally prefer to use the T-card system, which I've used for a long time, and it's simple, it's easy, it's trustworthy. The board costs next to nothing, the cards cost next to nothing to put them in, and anybody can use it. It's a simple, foolproof system.
I think the advantages of having the computer are that everything is there at your fingertips. In terms of helping you to control your stock, it will print you a list of any really conundrum that you want. It will come out with a list of stock that you've had for over 30 days, over 60 days, etc. It will print it out in model types if you wish it to, in price.
Our T-card board is the Bible to us. It's a very good barometer for following the car through the preparation stages to the forecourt. And by adjusting the stock board into chronological order, we can tell when a car reaches a stage of length of time in stock where we would really be wanting to move the car on. If a car is in stock too long, the costings become ridiculous and it costs the sales department money to carry on that operation.
Alarm bells begin to ring after 30, 40 days. Most vehicles hopefully have sold within the 40-day period. If they're not selling within that period, we really want to know why they're not selling, and we do have another look at them.
We identify the cars that have reached that stage with little red stickers, and we have a section on the board that has got red alert for us taking drastic action to move the vehicles.
After 60 days, we will seriously review the price. We will put it in the pick of the week advertising in the local press. But the price, if the vehicle is at the right price, in the right condition, most vehicles will find their way out.
If a car stays into stock as long as 90 days, we genuinely get worried. And we then go and appraise the vehicle once again, very carefully. And we look at it very much more critically than we did originally and start trying to assess why a customer has not actually gone for that vehicle. Maybe colour, maybe all manner of things, a slight scratch or a chip on the bonnet that puts him off. And we then route the car through whatever department is needed to remedy what we think has stopped it selling. We generally do not trade these cars out because of the terrific loss that's involved in so doing. We would prefer to put some add-ons or giveaways to be able to move the cars on a retail basis, mainly through special offers, finance offers in particular, free road tax, sometimes free petrol for so long on used cars, all sorts of manners and means that we feel may well bring attraction to that vehicle. But the best one is really incentivising the salesman with the older stock.
We don't operate a strict 90-day policy, although once you've had a vehicle for 90 days, the chance of earning any profit from the vehicle have virtually slipped away. So it is time the vehicle went. But we don't instantly out everything at the 90-day stage. A lot of people do, but we don't.
Because we have a high standard of preparation and good systems, I feel the market's held up reasonably well for us. Again, we're never satisfied. One never can be satisfied unless one is achieving 100%.
I feel if you've got the right vehicles at the right price, at the right time, they will sell. So obviously appraisal is the beginning of all your used vehicle stock and is very important. Keep tight control over the costs and the length of time in stock, and hopefully things should be reasonably profitable.
Oh Lord, not this dirty old heap. The bloke was in yesterday. Wanted $3,000 against a new Escort. I told him where to go.
That joker, it was the best laugh of the day.
I did the deal.
Did you really?
How much for? I allowed him £3,000 against an Escort LX.
Well, this thing, what makes you think it's worth this sort of money?
Take a look at this.
Pricing of new cars doesn't leave much room to manoeuvre. However, with effective management of your used vehicle stock, you can minimise the risks and maximise the potential rewards.
Not bad, eh? Now, if you'll excuse me, chaps, there's a man I want to see about a motor. Cheers.